All right, hello guys. So I suppose an update is warranted. It's been actually a few months, if for sure a few weeks, a few months. So I thought I'll just do a raw update while I eat my dinner. Um, so I mean, there is my friends watching, and I suppose this update is also for anyone who is ever in the future going through something like this. Mm, who is it's also going to be a bit of an SMRI. Going through Ewing Sarcoma and just wants to know how it works. So I've been now through 7 chemos, and the chemo regimen that I've never really talked about on the channel is called VDC/IE, which stands for 5 different drugs: vincristine, doxorubicin, cyclophosphamide, etoposide, no, ifosfamide, and etoposide. And basically, you are doing chemo every 2 weeks, and you are alternating between these two regimens. So you're either getting VDC or you're getting an IE. And each time you're spending in the hospital 3 to 5 days. So in one cycle you are spending 3 days, and the other cycle you are spending 5 days. And so I've already done 7 of these, as you can see. It had a toll on my body. I've lost a few kilos, and I'm trying to eat, but it's not always possible around the chemos, especially. But I'm getting there. I'm slowly but surely getting there, and I'm sure we'll get there. It's just not easy getting fucked up, and I'm going to be explicit every 2 weeks, and then trying to still maintain some sort of normalcy. But we are trying, and I guess this is just a raw update of what I'm doing and what you can expect from chemos. And I must say they are horrible. They really are. You maybe feel pretty okay during them, like in the hospital. It's never terrible. I always have some sort of nausea, or I always have just discomfort because I'm bloated and holding a lot of water, because they also give you other medication that just makes you hold water. But I'm never in pain, really. The bad side effects always come when I get home, and I start feeling the effects of my body trying to get rid of the chemo. And so, if you are going through something like this, you can expect all sorts of side effects, and for everyone, the side effects are going to be different. So, take my side effects with a grain of salt, and maybe it's something that you can expect, but you might not get. And not everyone gets these. But in general, for my specific case, for the 3-day cycle, so for the cycle with doxorubicin, which is sort of the most toxic drug out of them all, every time I get a fever, when I get home, like the second day I'm home, I get a fever, and I get the feeling like you are getting a flu. So sort of all my joints and all my bones are in pain, and all of my muscles are really in pain. My heart is beating very fast, and I can never sleep very well. You just feel really sluggish, warm, and sort of any movement is painful. And this takes a day or 2 or 3 usually to go away. And that's it for the pain, pretty much. But then, what always happens, and it's also happening right now, is that it feels like my mouth loses elasticity. Sort of like as if I try to open my mouth, and it hurts physically to stretch the muscles and the tissue in my mouth. And I suppose is that the cells in my mouth are also fast dividing, like the cancer cells, so it also kills those cells, and they need a time to regenerate, and they hurt because they lose some sort of a upper layer of their elasticity or something. I don't know. I haven't looked into this one, but yeah, it's pretty painful and just not nice to eat. And on top of that, you also, or I also get sort of like a plaque in my mouth that really makes it hard to taste food and just makes the whole experience of drinking fluids and eating food just not very nice. But that's pretty much it. It takes 3 to 5 days for the most side effects to go away, or the acute side effects to go away. And then the chronic part of getting chemo is just that your blood levels are very low. So by blood levels, I mean your white cells, your white cells, your red cells, and your platelets. So I'm always dizzy. Whenever I stand up, I'm very dizzy. So I have to be careful standing up too quickly because I might just faint. I haven't fainted yet, but I've been a couple of times very close to doing so. And that's pretty much it for the 3-day cycle. So I say pretty much it, and I really just say like, oh, you get this, you get that. But while you are having all those side effects, it's pretty grim, and you feel terrible. And I feel suppose the bad part about this is that it repeats every 2 weeks. So you are always in this constant expectation of some side effects coming up. Like when you are sick normally, when you get the flu, you can survive it. Like you people sometimes get sick and they're like, oh, I have a break. I can just stay at home for 5 days. Okay, I feel like shit, but I don't have to go to work or I don't have to go to school, and it's gonna go away. But here it's constant. Like you know that I am having side effects now. I am being in pain. I can't really move, etc., etc. And I know that this will go away in 3 days, but I will be here again in 7 days because I will get the next round of chemo. So it's also the psychological battle with yourself about uh, fighting through the current round and trying not to think about the next round, but still knowing that the next round is coming and that you have to have enough strength to withstand this one and all the ones that are coming your way. So I suppose it's both a psychological battle and a physical battle that you are fighting. And yeah, it is what it is. Like it is helping you. You hope it's helping you. If they find out that the chemo is not helping you, they will stop it because they will not just like try to poison you with chemo if it's not showing you results. So you kind of try to always think that, oh, it's shrinking my tumor, I'm gonna get cancer free, and this is a path through hell, but to the good part, to full remission. But that's way easier said than actually achieved mentally while you are in pain. So that's just my thoughts around being in pain and around fighting all of this. And then for the 5-day one, so for the ifosfamide and etoposide, I don't get as much physical pain. It's more nausea, so I can't really eat, or it's much harder to eat. I don't have as much appetite. I also feel very tired and sluggish and weak. So there isn't so much physical pain. There is more just like discomfort and sluggishness that you. I don't know. It kind of depends what kind of person you are, because I'm very active and I used to be very active before I got cancer, and I still try to stay active. It's very frustrating for me to not be able to do my sports and do my exercise and like go out there and at least go for a walk and stuff. I still try, but it's much harder and just overall frustrating. And what also happens with the 5-day cycle is that my heartbeats get much higher and they are sort of uncomfortable. you really feel your heart beating inside your neck, especially after a period of activity. Like I go for a walk, and then I can be sitting in my chair 2 hours later. And I just went for a walk. Like, it's not for me what I used to do before. Walk is like a recreational activity that's not really an exercise. And I can still feel my heart just going in my chest, or not in my chest, in my throat, which is just bad feeling. And it's the worst if this happens at night, because you really just can't sleep, because you really feel like you cannot relax. Like, you really have to focus on relaxing your body, because by itself it's just going on and on and on, trying to like get rid of the chemo, or the cytotoxic effects of the chemo just have an effect on your heart that's just not letting it chill out. And I suppose that's it. I just wanted to provide like a raw update of what's going on and how it feels like being on chemo. I might do something more structured in the next one, but for this one I just wanted to talk it out. So thanks for joining. I won't make it much longer. If I think of something else, I'll make another update. And thanks. Hope you enjoyed it.